Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm your presenter Mervin. Thank you for joining us. Coming up, 9 more apartments for Silver Lake. Members of Parliament voiced their support to the supplementary estimates presented to Parliament last week, and 96 are now part of the NEP in Castle Bruce. Stay tuned for details of these and other stories right after this.
A lot of bathtubs are blamed for bruises. Some staircases are accused of being responsible for broken bones. Doors are occasionally viewed suspiciously as causing lesions. A high percentage of tables are accused of producing bleeding or trauma. Violence against women is a crime, and it's everyone's responsibility. It's inexcusable. If you're a victim or witness of physical or psychological violence or abuse, seek help and denounce the perpetrator.
Welcome back. Time now for the details of the news. Government ministers voiced their support for the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt's supplementary estimate presentation, which was put forward in the House of Parliament last Thursday. The Honorable Minister for Tourism, Ian Douglas, highlighted the financial resources that have been spent to upgrade tourism facilities.
I speak specifically of the vistas of Iwasi, and I'm very happy with the work that is going on right now. Again, in the Kalinago territory, it's a beautiful piece of development going on up there. In my opinion, the kind of tourism product that really, Mr. Speaker, displays what Dominica's tourism product should be. The accommodation is all in keeping, Mr. Speaker, with really what we need. Following on the examples, on the great examples set by Jungle Bay and Secret Bay, the architecture that is being constructed right now in the Kalinago territory on the vistas of Iwasi, Mr. Speaker, is in fact what we need to be known as. We pride ourselves on being the nature island of the world, and that piece of architecture, Mr. Speaker, is in keeping with that vision.
For the Honourable Parliamentary Representative for the Roseau South constituency, Ambrose George, it was the emergency funds spent in providing assistance to his constituents which was most significant.
We did not just sit and see the trough and the damages that were done by the trough, but the government took to the wheel as usual and brought relief to the people. We went ahead and did the kind of cleanup that is necessary to ensure that within 24 hours that the roadway was open and people could commute and continue their way of life after the onset of that trough on Christmas Eve 2013. So the persons who were affected, they have received some assistance. We could not have met 100% of the assistance in terms of the assessments that were done and the damages that were done to their property and their personal effects. But certainly we met them to some extent, and I'm sure that the people who are affected and the relief that they received were well received by the many people who are affected, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Minister for Trade, Dr. John Colin McIntyre, expressed his satisfaction with the efforts made in tackling diseases in the agricultural sector.
This period I've been able to understand even more, the dynamics of black sigatoka, and how it impacts our banana industry. And what I saw recently, of course, helped in terms of even how I cultivate my bananas. And I was able to at least eat some bananas this summer. And that's because of, we had a little break, a little lull period here because of the sort of dry season where you had the black sigatoka not spreading and creating a lot of problems. When you couple that with dilifin, we're able to harvest some of our bunches. The government saw it fit to put an additional $49,000. Of course, we'll be doing that from time to time in terms of procuring chemicals for that purpose here. Madam Speaker, black sigatoka doesn't come to the UWP farmers, doesn't come to the labor farmers. It goes for every single farmer in Dominica. There's nothing about race, creed, class in terms of disease.
Meantime, at Monday's sitting of Parliament, Honorable Peter Seja, Minister for Education and also Parliamentary Representative for the Lapland constituency, lauded the effort of the Labour Party administration in developing the human resource capacity of the nation.
We realize that education is key to the development of our nation and that our economy will only take off when our people are educated. And that is why, Madam Speaker, under the Ministry of Education, Madam Speaker, an amount of $2 million was made available to tertiary institutions by the government for Dominican students. Because, Madam Speaker, we recognize from early that if Dominica is to do well, we must develop our people. And Madam Speaker, we have no less than 276 students, young Dominicans, in non-English speaking countries around the world. We're talking here of Cuba and the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. We're talking of Morocco and China. Madam Speaker, 276 students.
He also noted the remarkable difference the National Employment Program has brought to his constituency.
I must thank the Honorable Minister for Trade, member for the Roseau Valley, and the Honorable Prime Minister for having come up with this brilliant idea that under the National Employment Program, we have engaged no less than 98 individuals in the Lapland constituency, Madam Speaker. And today, Madam Speaker, when one drives into Lapland from Casgori way on to Laron, you will see a marked difference. We have young people and ladies out there taking care of the flowers, doing beautification. We have individuals assisting with school feeding. We have individuals assisting with the Yes We Care.
The Honorable Seja gave his support to the added attention given to national security, evident in the $1.9 million spent for the completion of the new Lapland police station. Honorable Johnson Drago, parliamentary representative for the Casabruce constituency, complimented government for additional funds allocated for the development of small businesses, the education sector, the geothermal project and housing, among others. He took time to speak about what is happening in his constituency.
As we speak, Mr. Speaker, there are two major projects going on in my constituency. In Sansove, we are building 11 units, two-bedroom units. Each of these units costs $140,000 right now for persons who are affected by natural disasters. And these houses will be donated to the recipients on completion. So we are presently creating jobs for well over 100 persons in the Guru Sansove Pidisufre catchment area. As we speak, there, a contractor is building the crossing. Another contractor is preparing to build a road leading to the site. And there are two contractors who have received their mobilization, some preparing for the construction of the 11 units in Sansove. So therefore, the plumbers of the area are happy. The electricians, they're happy. The carpenters, they're happy.
He also revealed that government is about to commence the construction of 10 block houses in the amount of $750,000 in the Casabruce constituency. We will bring you more from the House of Parliament in subsequent newscasts. The community of Watton Waven turned out last week to receive a check of over $224,000 for the rehabilitation of one of the bridges in the community. Speaking at the handing over ceremony, Honorable Dr. John Colin McIntyre, parliamentary representative for the area, pledged his continued support for the people.
I will continue to work for you. One of the most important things for me in Watton Waven is to continue to look at your education of our people, critical for us, your transportation of our students to Tong. We're looking at that and we're assisting in that way. I mean, let's be honest about it. Which government has helped that way before? Who have helped that way before? We look at housing coming soon. We'll engage our people. The Prime Minister has declared 1 pit latrines I mean, some of us, you know, we have some pit latrines still, we want to declare war on them and eradicate them and get our senior folks with the batons going to in those pit latrines. No, we want to stay them at their home, flush a little toilet, and let them be, you know, operate in dignity.
The community of Watton Waven is a premier location for spas and hot springs on the island. The parliamentary representative encouraged the community to continue their drive in improving the tourism product.
I'm a serious man, very, very serious man. I want to see Watton Waven be at the forefront of tourism in Dominica. And it's owned by you, the villagers. It's community tourism. You own it. And I want you to partner with us further for us to take Watton Waven to that level. The traffic here is very high at nights, I must admit. The patching we have done to the road has made it much better for us because we can come up to the village much faster.
Honorable McIntyre pledged the continued support of government to ensure that the infrastructure is improved to make the community more accessible. The check, which was handed over to the Watton Waven Improvement Committee last Friday, represents the first phase of work rehabilitation in that part of the island. The total number of Casbros constituents engaged in the National Employment Program is now 96. Last Wednesday, the Ministry of Employment was in that part of the community welcoming new participants on board. The Honourable Minister, Dr. John Colin McIntyre, spoke very candidly with those gathered, mostly women.
Your Prime Minister has said to you that anything he starts, he wouldn't end like that. This is not no gimmick. This is not a game. A gimmick is something where you come and you give somebody a little sugar, and at the end of whatever period, you forget them. No, we don't operate so in the Dominican Labour Party. You have seen all our programs. We're very serious. We've been launched a lot of programs. We continue to move with them, and more we'll do more for it. The Prime Minister has said that this is not a program that he can afford wholly at all. But he decided that he's going to find the resources to run this program. And of course, this is the second turn now. He's actually put more money again for us to run the program. And just yesterday, I heard him mention that he has sponsored more money again. So, people, we are in for something very serious. You are the ones to make it work for us, and you are the ones to make it work for you. So with these few words, I want to say I'm happy to see you here today, and let's make sure we do what is right to support this party to keep you afloat.
The Honourable Constituency Representative Johnson Dragos, speaking at the Village Council meeting shortly after that ceremony, revealed his efforts behind the scenes when he learned that 56 spaces were available for the hospitality training program.
Do you know that it's for Antrizal to Delis? So it includes Grand Form, Monjon, River Civic, and so on. By the time we got to the opening ceremony in Ponkasi, I had already filled in 25 spaces out of the 56. That's because of my aggressiveness in going and looking for things for my people. So my minister said to me, Drago, where all these people come from? This is why I was elected, to represent you. And that's what I am doing.
He also assured them that the Labour Party government respects women and sees them as a large part of development. The National Employment Program was launched in December 2013 with 400 participants. Now, 9 months later, 1,001 Dominicans are gainfully employed and learning employable skills. The nation's leader and Honourable Finance Minister Roosevelt Skerrit told the ceremony that his government continues to prove that it will do what it takes to make life easier for the Dominican people.
This program is not a wishy-washy program. You will hear the opposition criticizing this program, but there are many parts of the world where they have similar programs like this. In America, which is the richest country in the world, they have programs like this. In the UK, in Canada, in Trinidad, all of these countries, they have programs where the government reaches out to people who need some assistance and to partner with these individuals to help their families. You hear the opposition criticize us on the social programs. The last criticism this morning I heard on the news from Claudia Sanford was that they were criticizing the government giving school books and school uniform to children. You know, and I mean, you can not like Roosevelt Skerrit and so forth, but you must not let people who need help to feel that they are less of a person when they go to the government and they get the help that they need for their children and so forth. But we're committed to the people of this country, and we will go wherever we have to go and find the resources to help build this country, to help make the way of life for our families much better than it was before.
The Honorable Prime Minister gave the assurance that his government is fully committed to the National Employment Program now more than ever, since the impact is being seen and felt throughout the island. The Honorable Minister for Culture, Youth and Sports, Justina Charles, is calling on young Dominicans to embrace every opportunity that the People's Republic of China can afford. She made the call at the opening ceremony of the first ever Dominica-China Youth Friendship Week on Monday. The Honorable Minister mentioned that since 2004, when Dominica established diplomatic relations with the People's Republic of China, Dominica has seen tremendous improvements in infrastructure and in particular human resource development.
We have seen progress in our political, economic and trade, cultural, educational, public health, sports and other sectors of this country. Our citizens no longer have to depend solely on television viewing of international cricket, but can now enjoy international cricket right here at the National Stadium, thanks to the People's Republic of China. A number of technical and economic cooperation projects, aided by the government of the People's Republic of China, have created significant impact on the development process of this beloved country. Among these are the Dominica State House, the Dominica State College, the 4th phase Windsor Park Stadium Technical Cooperation Maintenance Project, the E.O. Libla Highway, the installation of the Chinese Agricultural Corporation at the 1 Mile Agricultural Station in Portsmouth, and the reconstruction of the Agricultural Demonstration Center in that area. The support of the Dominican Police Force. Last week, we saw the official handing over ceremony of over 20 houses to the residents of the Carib territory. We also enjoy the experience or the skills of the Chinese Medical Corporation at the Princess Margaret Hospital.
The Dominica-China Youth Friendship Week is geared at strengthening ties between the two countries and understanding and appreciating the two cultures and traditions. Other projects to be undertaken by the People's Republic of China include the Newtown Primary School, which is currently being constructed, and the new Princess Margaret Hospital. One caregiver has applauded the Roosevelt-Skerritt administration for initiating the Yes We Care program. In an interview with GIS News last week, Genevieve Cadet of Monjon spoke of her personal experience assisting the senior citizens.
Normally when I come in the morning, we say a little prayer and then start doing, ask them whatever they have that I need to do for them. And then whatever they have, I help them in it, and then that's for the day, for 3 hours, 2 hours with them, and then that's it. But most of them, they love it and they appreciate it. And the feedback I've been getting that it's a good program, and it's kind of, and they appreciate it. They talk about their government and their parliamentary representative, and we should continue the program like that all the time.
Immediately at the end of the first phase of the development project for the community of Silver Lake, plans are being mobilized for phase 2. The Silver Lake Development Project was conceptualized in 2008 when the Prime Minister took cabinet to visit Silver Lake residents, and the real living conditions inside the longhouses were revealed. The Prime Minister said at the time there was no way his government could turn their backs after what they saw. When the 6 apartments were completed and given back to the families of that area on Friday, there was also talk of what more the Labour Party government will do for the financially challenged in that community. The Honourable Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Roosevelt-Skerritt, revealed that 9 new apartments will be constructed in phase 2. Housing Manager Hilarion Jules gives details.
The process continues, and the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica has, in this fiscal year, provided funding for the 2nd phase of the Silver Lake redevelopment project. We are currently at the stage where tenders have been issued to selected contractors for submission of their bids, with the deadline set for next Wednesday, the 24th of September 2014. at which time the contractors will return their bids to the Housing Division. The implementation stage of Phase 2 will see the demolition of Longhouse number 1, which is towards your back, located along the main road, and we'll also see the construction of another apartment building within that space of the demolished Longhouse. It is anticipated that again, within 1 year, the face of Silver Lake will literally be uplifted, and that another set of families will be comfortably housed in improved living conditions.
And to those who are in need of adequate housing and are finding it difficult to afford it unassisted, the Prime Minister had this to say.
Those of you who have not gotten, your time is coming soon. So I know some of you have not waiting for apartments, but as we go along, if your name is on the list, the more names we take, is the closer we get to your name. So let us thank God for those who have received and pray to God that at the appropriate time He will deliver your gift to you.
The Prime Minister also pledged to bring poverty in Silver Lake to zero. The Honorable Parliamentary Representative for Roseau South, which includes Silver Lake, Ambrose George, assured his constituents that promises made by the Labour Party government are always fulfilled. And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce is next with the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, réhabilitation chemin pour habitants agriculteurs tout un pays là, qu'a expecté pour commencer tout de suite. Parole ça là sorti votre Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt pendant été présenté supplementary estimates en Parlement. C'est le Premier ministre Skerritt pliqué 600 avec 73 000 $ sorti votre BAM pour faciliter le programme là commencer. Programme BAM lancé en mai l'année passée, et puis c'est un programme European Union qui a un support pour le secteur fig pays Afrique, Caraïbes et puis pays Pacifique. Programme certification Citrus aussi déjà bénéficié en bas BAM. À la nouvelle, le gouvernement Dominique qui bâtit deuxième phase maison appartement Silver Lake. Parole ça l'a sorti au Parlement, Honorable Ambrose George.
Ça nous voulons faire, c'est pour really changer case là avec manière ces monde là c'est veulent qu'à vivre. Ça nous voulait faire c'est case là yo qui a vivre dans avant nous cal croiser ça nous place là la case là nous cal bâti un appartement neuf pour les autres monde qui habiter en Silver Lake. So nous need tender out c'est contracteur qui a répondu avec moun là qui passé avant pour tendre nous qui commencer faire l'argent available avec nous qui commencer bâtir un autre appartement pour ces gens en Silver Lake.
La nouvelle projet Resource Center et puis les usines Mayok qui a formé par Capacity Building Project pour Kalinago. Parole ça là sorti au Parlement Honorable Ashton Grano.
A besoin nous qu'a fait Resource Center Sensi. Avec Resource Center là nous pour finir ça bon novembre. So nous ca bagay progrès bien. Avec nous ca dit bon novembre nous qui fini go Resource Center Sensi. Les autres bitins nous ja fini en capacity building project là nous ja fini puis yo. So yon bitin nous rester pour nous faire un capacity building project là c'est factory pour nous manivrer Mayok pour nous faire byproduct avec Mayok là c'est ça nous travaillons à ce besoin.
Finalement, yon artiste neuf Jamaïque qui assistage pour festival créole mondial l'année là. Annoncement là fait par officier DFC Mav Williams pendant conférence média bon matin là. Williams aussi annoncé line-up là en plein.
Aujourd'hui là nous annoncer un artiste neuf qui a joué à ce festival musique créole Dominique pour première fois là. C'est pas première fois qu'il a venu à Dominique mais c'était là en 2008 mais c'est première fois qu'il a joué à ce festival là. C'est un bouc Jamaïque non c'est Mavado. Et tout le monde connaît lui, c'est un monde qui a joué on là, c'est un monde qui c'est jeune monde aimé Ça nous aime et puis Movado c'est un monde qui profite de musique là qui a présenté en manière qui a présenté musique li. C'est un plaisir pour nous ni à ce festival là en année là ça. Juste pour dire moun qui ça nous a présenté tout pour festival là pour première nuit là nous ni Jackio, T-Vice, Triple K, Asa Banton, Suku Stars, Simone Durad. Pour deuxième nuit là, nous ni Kevin Dubois, Flavor, Midnight Groovers, Dennis Belfort, Harry Soudrayan, Frankie Vessan, Jim Rama et Destra. Et pour troisième nuit là, nous ni Elvis Crespo, Tabu Combo, Ecstasy Band. C'est grand nom Kaisola comme Dice, Daddy Chess, Crunta et Web. Fanatique et en plus Movado.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est toute mon nouvelle en créole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson and Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up next, your tip of the day.
DOWASCO recognizes that clean water is vital to healthy living. Therefore, it spares no effort in providing a clean, safe, and reliable system. Help keep our rivers safe and clean. Do not cut trees along the river banks and do not pollute with garbage, human or animal feces, and chemicals. Think water, think life.
Garlic and onions contain stuff that's good for you. A study at the Charles Health Institute in Cape Town found that eating raw garlic helps fight serious childhood infections. Heat destroys these properties, so eat yours raw, wash it down with fruit juice, or if you can't handle it, have it in tablet form. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and your comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website at news.gov.dm. Like us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Mervin. Thanks for watching.